of people.
Who were victims, whose families were victims of the Holocaust, sir.
Not whose families were victims. This program, right? The one that I'm talking about with Obama, total of $12 million, not 100 million, not a billion, not a trillion, right? 12 million. It was a program, a small, tiny program to help people who were like homeless or financially destitute and who are living Holocaust survivors. And
Got
and
it.
it's
Now,
not, and that's
but
not, and that is not reparations for the Holocaust. It's not the United States saying we're going to pay reparations for the Holocaust.
but even but even when Germany paid those billions, it was the U.S. that was pressuring them to
The
do
U.S.
that. The
absolutely
U.S.
did, but that's not taxpayer dollars.
Yeah,
That's the thing I'm trying to correct you on, sir. Respectfully, the United States, and I agree with so much of what you said, and I admire a lot of what you're saying, right?
is my
But I'm
mic on?
just making one small correction because I hear it. I hear it a lot, and it's not true. The United States has not provided any dollars of reparation for some
Hello?
fuck shit that Germany did. It hasn't done that.
But that assistance program did,
That
sir.
assistance program is a total of 12 million, and it was not reparations for anything.
And
That listen, the United States government, as you know, has assistance program for all kinds of immigrants, all kinds of people, all kinds of demographics, and those assistance programs are not designed to provide reparations for what Fidel Castro did, for example, right? The US is not providing reparations for Fidel Castro, but the US has had programs for people who are homeless or veterans who are Cuban and they live in Florida or they live in somewhere else. And that doesn't mean that it's providing
Dude,
reparations
you're
for
not making
Fidel
any sense.
Castro's Cuba. It is not.
Hello?
Same thing here, right?
Dude.
okay, who's this other guy?
Yeah, hey, what's up, buddy?
Not sure.
Huh? Yeah, not sure.
What's up?
Yeah, that's
Not
my
sure.
name. I got it off that movie Idiocracy, so um cuz I don't know, it's Twitter. So social media. Anyway, I don't care about the Jews. I don't care about Palestine. And yes, Germany is paying reparations to Israel's. And the only reason why Israel exists is because of the United States of America. There's no other country. It's like it's like they are us. Like, and not, I'm not even talking about the government and stuff like that, right? So, but I don't know, dude. I don't give. I'm not gonna cuss in here.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, man. You didn't really
No,
have
that
too
guy was
much to
just.
say. But go ahead, George. I didn't want the guy to be anti-Semitic or anything like that because that's not cool. We're not doing anything like that. But go ahead. Go ahead, George.
Oh no, I was done. My audio cut out for a second. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah, we
All
can
right,
hear
I'm
you.
good.
We
No,
can
no,
hear you.
I think you and I have had our exchange. I've shared kind of like the distinction I'm trying to make that, the U.S. is not currently and has not in the past. I'm always happy to be corrected, but has not, as far as I know, in the past, ever created like some kind of fund and started writing checks to Holocaust survivors as reparations for what they went through, because the U.S. wasn't responsible for it, and the U.S. has never said, "Hey, we're going to pay reparations." The sheer number of Holocaust survivors in the United States is such that the 12 million that was paid very very recently would not have even been pennies across the people who are in the U.S. And it wasn't even for reparations. It was like, hey, here's this group of people. We're going to let the Jewish community administer some funds to help them because they're homeless. And the US does that for lots of different groups who have not, and it doesn't claim that it's reparations for bad things that happen to those people at all. It just simply does aid to different demographics. That's all. That was my only distinction.
Uh, all right, but there are programs out there. Let's be very clear. There are programs that's underwritten by the U.S. government, and I want people to look these things up. Look up, like I've been saying, the Holocaust Survivors Assistance Program, the Holocaust Survivors Compensation and Restitution Program, where the government, they are giving restitution payments to descendants of victims of the Holocaust. And you can look this up. And it was the US government that was pressuring Germany and also the US government gives a whole bunch of money to Israel too. So come on, man. Let's not act like they're not getting money from our tax dollars. It's out there.
Yeah, so I think we should really separate these things. The Holocaust Survivors and Restitution Program. I will Google it and I will read it. But again, I do not believe a program where U.S. tax dollars are going to compensate and restitute people who were hurt by Nazi Germany, Nazi Austria, collaboration.
So why do you think the U.S. is giving so many
Well,
billions of dollars to
well,
Israel?
hold on a second. Hold on. That's I'm going to get to that in 2 seconds, right? I do not. So the United States is not factually is not. I will look this program up right now if you give me 5 seconds, 10 seconds. But the U.S. is not giving millions, hundreds of millions, or billions, let alone trillions, to compensate Holocaust survivors, and never has. That said, Israel. It's interesting. So Ethiopia, Egypt, Jordan, Afghanistan. Afghanistan, by the way, has gotten a lot more aid money, and Afghanistan never pays it back, doesn't have to spend it in the United States. Israel, 95% of the money spent in Israel has to be spent on American military and American goods and services. That's by contract. So what the United States does is it keeps its military industrial complex working so that when the US has to fight a war, it has a ready supply chain of suppliers, manufacturers who can generate. Like, you can't like simply keep factories, ready 24/7 without a war, but the US has to maintain capability and readiness. So what it does is it provides these grants, and essentially all of that has to be spent. 95% of it, I think, has to be spent. It used to be less, by the way. It used to be like 80, and then it went up to 95%. Has to be spent in America.
Okay, okay, let's wrap it up. Bottom line, our tax dollars go to Israel. All right, and many of them are descendants of victims of the Holocaust. All right, that's the bottom line, George. So our money does go to victims, and your argument is a very semantical argument. Well, it wasn't. Well, it's not for it's not for being in the Holocaust, but it's the money for whatever reason they want to use to justify giving it to them. They give it to the people who just happen to be victims of a Holocaust. And all of this splaining, you're doing a lot of splaining. It's a whole lot of splaining for the same conclusion. After all that splaining, at the end of the day, Holocaust victims and their descendants still get a lot of money from the US government. Yeah, but it's not for the Holocaust. It's for some military aid. It's for this. It's for that. Okay. Well, make up some reasons so that we can get our reparations. All right, that's what I'm saying, George. Thank you. I just had to go ahead and land your plane because I now it's getting into splaining. Thank you, George. I didn't want to get into the splaining. I done gave some programs. No, it's just a little measly 12 million. Give me the measly 12 million then, if it's so measly. I'm naming the programs, and he's like, oh no, 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 no. No, those are just pennies. Well, damn it, give me the pennies. Give me the pennies. Get global reparations. Whole Israel, whole country is being propped up by the US government and our tax dollars. What are you talking about? Come on now. Boy, watch the splaining. The splaining, and I just cut them off because they'll splain forever now. They'll splain forever. You think? And the results are still there. The money is still going over there while they're splaining like they ain't getting it. Some of them $5 Indians do that same thing too. We ain't got no money. Us tribes, we don't get nothing. While he's sitting over there in a casino with no taxes, tax-free casino, balling out with Evelyn Champagne King performing at the casino and shit. I don't know. We don't be getting nothing. Yeah. Yeah, y'all getting something. And it's time to give Foundation of Black Americans what we need to get. I ain't really trying to hear all this splaining. All right? It's a lot of splaining going on. But family, let me get out of here. I done been on here way too long. But I enjoy talking to the family. It's been very informative. We chopped up a lot of great game tonight, man. We chopped it up heavy tonight. Listen,